actually very significant that manhood is being recorded once again on International Men's Day. So big up yourselves, men. We are dedicating this day. The day has been dedicated rather to men, and like yourself, reach out to your brother, shake his hand, acknowledge him, and say, "Hey, I see you." So we get into this topic today, which is winning everything? And to have that discussion, to my right, Johan Seaudike, behavior change consultant. To his right, Brendan Brathwaite. Now here it is, this title, good one for you. Problem solver. So anything at all, like he said, Waka Man. He's an author. I've read this book. It's one to take in for sure. Event planning in the Caribbean, and you see it there, epic. So that should say it all. Not epic cruise, although that's a good one, but epic. So get yourself a copy. Some really good reading. So that's another one of Brendan's titles, and maybe you may solve some of your problems inside that book. To his right, taking a pause. This guy, he had so many titles: provocateur, creator, content creator, so many other titles. But today, I'm proud to say that he is the creative director for Scorch Media. So, big up yourself.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Gentlemen, before we go into it, I don't know why you're smiling, so I mean, it's winning everything, but I mean,
because I'm happy.
It's smiling because he's happy.
You know, happy International Men's Day.
Since he feel perceive and analyze his brain now.
Right.
We watch him intently now, right? You know?
So just to give you all some on this show, whatever discussions we have outside before we start filming, we try to bring it in the forum because it gives the show the authenticity that it deserves and that you deserve, so that we're not bull anybody. We're not and yes, you are allowed to cuss. I didn't answer.
Serious,
that, right?
Okay, that's good.
Just don't overdo it. There's only so much beep 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 on the editor to be dealing with.
You're safe with me,
right? But we had a discussion and in terms of whether it be a psychologist or a therapist as to whether or not you could really read people. So to give you some context, Johan says of the belief he may have read me. So,
I didn't say that.
He didn't say it, but
that.
Words. Anyway, let's move on with the topic.
Okay.
So the topic is, and I've said to you, Happy International Men's Day, right?
Yes,
I think that's one of the first things that we could also have a discussion about the importance of that and why, like Father's Day, maybe for example, there's not much. It's just
I disagree with you. I disagree with you with that.
Brother, we didn't start the show proper yet.
But I'm telling you, I disagree because...
But you know what point you disagree with?
Thank you. What point? You just initially come devil's advocate one time.
No, because
I disagree.
You say like Father's Day, right? Mm-hmm. Because...
So you made an assumption that based on whatever you think about Father's Day, or people have said, what I'm coming to say.
Tell me if I'm correct. If I'm wrong, I'll take my wrong, right? Okay. What you're going to say is...
You're wrong.
Bro, we don't stop, guys.
Right. So, viewers, listen. Yeah. This is how men should be having fun, right? Men could banter, men could talk,
and be fair,
and that's part of the learning too. So anyway, what I think or assume I was going to say is that, like Father's Day, in terms of not giving it its full celebration from people, International Men's Day is not celebrated as it should. Is that what, in essence, what you're going to say?
So what is it you're disagreeing with?
I disagree with it because I think that narrative, not the Father's Day part, but the International Men's Day, I think the narrative of it not being celebrated enough, I don't know if it no longer stands, because I think that at least around now, a lot of people, even before I came to this show, I did two talks for companies who had their first ever International Men's Day, and the buzz in terms of me around Trinidad, it had a lot of people. I mean, this is just raw numbers. I didn't go every single place, but I think there's at least 100 to 200% increase in even requests, because I had to turn people on because I was booked in terms of things people wanted to do for International Men's Day.
Even if you had a conversation or you did a talk, what does it mean? What does it mean when I said, hey, gents, Happy International Men's Day? What does that mean to a man receiving that? What is the recognition there? Because there's only two genders, male and female, right?
That we know.
Two genders, male and female, and when you say International Men's Day,
go ahead. What it means?
What does it mean? I mean, because you have the population.
Well, the thing is, men now take it, because at 2 places I went, they even knew and could acknowledge that that the man Tilak Singh, that a Trinidadian is the person who reignite the celebration of International Men's Day in the world. Wow. It was first, I think it was in Australia, somebody did a one-off.
What we celebrating is what I'm trying to get to, because I want us to get back on topic.
What we're celebrating is whatever is your perception of being a man.
I think if I were to add in here, I think today is about winning. International Men's Day to me is a reminder of who I am as a man, basically, and my responsibilities to the greater society. So if you talk about winning, just to bring it back full circle, is celebrate your wins. Celebrate the wins with your brethren. Like, hey, for you to introduce me as creative director at Scotch, like that to me.
All right, but let's not say it several times throughout the show.
I think I could say it one more time, just as reference.
Later in the show. Don't rub it in.
You see what's saying? Today's International Men's Day. The point that I'm making is celebrate the wins. And here I am now offering up again, just because I felt like getting a little pat on my back again. The man shoot it out in the sky.
No. I'll gas up some more to go along.
But my point is that the fact that you were able to introduce me as you introduced me,
right,
for me that's like a real big win, and for me to share that
among men,
and most times as a man we don't really share our greatest achievements with our brethren.
A lot of the times, sometimes it's hard.
Exactly,
It's hard to tell a group of fellas, I just do A, B, C, D. If you come across as almost boasting.
That is the wrong fellas then.
If you're in the wrong crowd. That's what I'm saying. If you're around the wrong crowd.
So as you said that, brethren, as you kick it off there, let's bring it full circle. So we celebrate any wins of whatever in your capacity it means to be a man, and that if you're winning in fulfilling that, then kudos to you.
Yeah.
If you're not winning in what your perception is, or in your tribe, it takes to be a man, then you have work to do, right? Either change your tribe. They say if you can't change the people, change the people. Change your tribe to get where you want to be so that you feel like a man.
Yep.
Whatever that may be, right? And of course, we have, along the show, we've spoken about that so many times as to what it really means to be a man. Not, you get on bad in the bedroom and you say, but he's a real man. Again, that's another topic where do women really tell you the truth? You saying you doing all of these things, but to the woman, she might be like, nah, I'd better, been better, did it by myself, whatever the case may be. I want to come back to, go ahead, you want to talk about that?
I want to
always
say,
be a thing, people.
I think for me, being a man is really being so responsible for yourself that you don't become a burden to other people.
Whew,
and
I like that.
And also ensuring that you could leave this earth without that burden, meaning that your family taken care of, the people who have to bury you could bury yourself. And a lot are going along those lines, because I feel that a lot of men could easily leave now and be a burden to the rest of the family because they didn't handle their stories or they didn't put things in place.
But what if you did your best and you still couldn't handle your stories? So say, for example, you got sick tomorrow, and you're working hard, you're putting things in place, but then now there's this massive expense.
That's timing. That could be bad luck and bad timing and that kind of thing.
But Brendan, you strike a chord. I want to come. We're gonna use this section to drivel a little bit
no
about
problem,
the place,
ready.
and then we're gonna come back to the topic at hand, because what you said there is striking a chord with me, because in my role as part of the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society as well, we see a lot of times men not getting tested because of fear.
Right.
And fear isn't just to find out they may have the lifestyle disease,
right,
but fear of exactly what you're saying, becoming a burden. And as a man, they don't want anybody taking care of them, or financially they know they're not in the right place at that moment, and therefore they don't want to have that on their mother, their sister, their wife, whoever the case may be. So the reason why I want to address that specifically is because not all of us, when we go up on the stage and we talk about being an entrepreneur and working for yourself, if everybody worked for themselves, who would work for you?
True.
And so it is the same thing that, yes, in a utopian environment, you'd have everything set up as you want. Because I don't think anybody says, hey, you know what? I want to be a burden. Or I want to be looked after in a negative way. You know, you might say, I want to be looked after, meaning you get, have manscaping, etc. But you're not going to say, I want to have my mother or wife wipe my bottom.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying that it is, consider yourself fortunate that you're one of the few that may be able to do that, but there are many that won't. And it is that fear is what is causing people not to address things that may be going on in their life.
I had a granduncle called Uncle Lio. And Uncle Lio was one of the first people I knew who used to drive a car. We used to live in San Fernando. I used to come and collect food from my grandmother on Sundays. I'm talking a story in order to put things in perspective. Uncle Lio got blind at about, let's say about 70. And Uncle Lio lived in a house by himself. Again, a funny story as it relates to. I lived with Uncle Lio for like 6 months. And one day I came home and there was ants in the food. And I said, Uncle Lio, it have ants in the food. He said, boy, close your eye and eat that food, boy. I'm telling you this story to tell you the level of independence this man had. He built a house. He had a tenants upstairs, tenants downstairs. And he lived until about another 10 years. Being mobile, blind, mobile thing. I mean, he wasn't driving anymore, of course. But I saw that as something to understand manhood in a certain way, so that you really, if you design, even if things do happen, because I'm trying to relate it to a lifestyle, or something that could easily happen. I found that he lived a good life and became a role. And again, that is my type of role model in the sense that even if things go bad, put things in place and try and think forward thinking so that you could take care of yourself either way. Planting that seed there.
So in other words, just once you're doing your best, you're being a man. Even if it is your best mightn't be enough for others.
Yeah.
But it's then your perception of what is then a burden. Because of where your stature is and your ego that then comes into play at that point, where someone is then, nobody is expecting you or know that you went out deliberately to get, say, a lifestyle disease or something, an accident that happened to you. So now they're showing their levels of love, and it might be another brother, not necessarily a wife. It might be a friend of yours who's now saying, hey, what I'm doing here is my show of love and appreciation for what you did in your life for me. So the way I would take manhood in that case is not that you are not going to be what is a perception to you as a burden, but that you've lived your life in a way that persons that then may have to take care of you
are willing to
out of love and appreciation for the life that you've lived up to that point.
I'll say something there, boy.
That love and the appreciation part, because you can't depend on that. You can't craft your life in a way so that people will have the love and appreciation, because you can't predict that. As you talk about human behavior before, you could live the life towards the standards, whatever's your standards and values, and then maybe hope for the best. Because again, because I treat my wife or my children or whatever in the best way possible, there's no guarantee they'll take care of me. Right? But I like what you say about your uncle, because he looked like he put things in place for himself. So whether or not he had the wife, children, whoever to take care of him, he put things in place. And I like that definition of a man, because even if you talk about winning, right? Win or winning have a dictionary meaning, but because we are all people, we have different meanings of what we attach to winning. And if the question is winning and everything, when I was thinking about it, for me, I would say yes, because my perception of winning is what I want. It don't make sense I doing anything if I'm not accomplishing the goal, right?
So just to bring it back, because it's not winning everything, is winning everything. And when you say yes, like the whole objective is to win. But when I say is winning everything, and it's based on something, Brendan, that I know in life and as an entrepreneur and all that, it's about winning and there's no second place. And like you and I had that discussion, we don't have a plan B. We have a plan A, and we have several plans to continue to plan A. And you know this, Niall, with me. It's never, if I say I want to do this at the president's house, done. Right? It's a matter of everything, all the other plans could change, but bottom line is, it's going to be at the president's house. And that is a good way of thinking in business and in certain aspects of your life. But when it comes down to it, I know you want to challenge me on this, which is why I want to start to get into it, is is winning everything? And I know that we have to go to a break, thank you, but I want to at least start the conversation
Ready for you.
to look at winning generally is, so for example, if I talk about in a situation of a wife, do I want to win, and then I might win the argument, but I might hurt her in the end?
Right. Let me give you an example. So again, we lying in a bar. Me, all of us, we drinking a beer, we having a good time. And a man come up, we watching on the TV, and we see Shelly Ann Fraser Price running a race. And one of us say, boy, she's really the greatest of all time. A man walk past and say, you mad or what? Merlin Otti was totally better than her.
Florence Griffith Jones.
Right? What do we do then? Do we say, boss, you mad, and start a quarrel with him? Or we say, boss, you're right, and let him go his way? You have the power to win. So I challenging you to tell you that in that situation, if it was me, I would let him win. And in retrospect, I would be winning.
So you're winning based on, not based on perception outside, because to everyone else, he is one. But to you, in terms of what you started off as your plan.
Exactly. So the same situation with your wife. It's the same situation with your wife. You don't want to win every argument and at the end of the day know the turnout going to be negative. You go and watch the situation and say, wait now, most of the time I try to lose arguments, actually.
So in that circumstance, everybody wins.
Yeah. He wins. So, I try to lose arguments. When you realize, and that's what I said, you have to have a higher IQ for arguments. You have to know, and that happens to me a lot. I realize, okay, I'll give you an example. A time I went to it had a shared space, and I went in a short pants. And the person came up to me and said, this is not how we use the shared space. And I said, you know what, I really didn't know, I apologize. The week after I went, and a cleaner in the space came up to me and said, you was the guy who come up in our short pants. You know what I told her? I said, ma'am, I don't remember. You understand what I did there? No. I didn't go down the road of telling her that
this face shows lost.
No, I didn't go down the road to tell the cleaner you're out of place. This is not the argument. Who are you to talk to me? I didn't go down the road and lead into what she was telling me. I basically said, ma'am, I don't remember. I knew exactly what she was talking about, but I didn't let her lead me down into that road. So in other words, I saw that situation.
And you won.
And I basically erased the whole scenario.
That question, did you win?
Yes, I did.
And this is, so in the winning, it's almost egotistical. It's like I won based on where you were coming from. So right, you're saying I won based on where I come from because you won that psychological battle in that case. But I'm talking about in general. When you say is winning everything, is the price, the cost of winning in that sense. I'm not talking about to say I won and you have a disposition initially about this is what you're doing with intent. I'm talking about the mentality of thinking you have to win.
I think so.
In order to be something, to be recognized, to be somebody, what is important? Or is it achieving? Why your face only twist up so like you had a line or something right through every time I talk about something?
If I respond, right? Would I be winning if I respond?
It's up to you. It depends on your description.
Good. And then take us to the break.
Is that exactly what I said before? The premise that I said is that each person here different, so therefore winning for them is different things. Because I listened to both of you speak, and they Spanish and French, if you understand what I'm saying. It have a dictionary meaning of win. We're not talking about that, right? But and Robert bringing some dynamics which is valid, you bring in some dynamics which valid. So I will see if I could give a premise, something to link everything, and then we go to the break. Everybody have a goal in a scenario. And if you accomplish the goal, maybe that's what winning is. So it's a different scenario. So when you deal with the cleaner, you had a specific goal in mind. It don't matter where she was coming from, right? And then, Robert, like, where is an argument, wherever you have a specific goal in mind. If you accomplish your goal, then I think you win. And we win because we go into a break.
When you push your body to the limit, every drop of sweat counts. Rapid hydration, clean energy, no crash, reboot your body. reignite your performance.
Parang with Rome is on. We're heading to Cipriani College, Valsayn on Saturday, December 20th for the most festive lime of the season, featuring Marcia Miranda, Crazy, Eddie Charles, plus Nyla Blackman, Alison Hines, and the Prince of Soca Parang himself, it's Rome. And that's not all. Live Parang vibes from Los Alumnos de San Juan. Get your tickets now. IslandEtickets.com or call 4TICKET. That's 484-2538.
Hey, man. Where are you? Okay. He said 5 minutes. Anyone want dessert? Maybe he's stuck at the office?
Surprise!
Not yet, Carl.
Bro, I'm literally at the altar right now.
Relax. I'm almost there.
We're like the friend who isn't always late.
You have the rings.
CG United. Good like that.
Make it a ManHOOD Christmas. All over the land, make it a ManHOOD Christmas. The best tasting ham.
This year, make it a ManHOOD Christmas with G&T's favorite ham. We have pork, beef, chicken, and turkey hams, and even roasted garlic pork for the real taste of a Trinity Christmas.
Make it a ManHOOD Christmas. All over the land, make it a ManHOOD Christmas. The best tasting ham.
Make it a ManHOOD Christmas.
A mortgage is what helps you turn your dream of owning a home into reality. First Citizens helps you plan for every other cost, such as insurance, maintenance, and utilities. Mortgages build equity, offer long-term investment, and give you freedom to make the space yours. First Citizens is here to help you understand your first steps to a mortgage. First Citizens.
This coming Wednesday, 17th December, is the last day to buy your winning ticket for
the Queen's Royal College 3-car raffle. First prize is a luxurious, fully loaded Royal Ride Ford Ranger. Draw date Saturday, December 20th at the school. Tickets only $100. All proceeds for the further uplifting of the school. Tickets available at IslandEtickets.com. Northern Hardware, Diggle Mountain Main Road. West Star Liquor Mart, Montcoco Road. Top Office, Belmont. Hearty Foods Arima. Charlie's Anchor Cafe. Corner Anna Street and Aripita Avenue. Frankie's on the Avenue. Quasi Discount Mart, California. Universal Plumbing, Diggle Mountain Main Road. Jumbo Food Supermarket, Barataria. GAK Electrical and Plumbing. Opposite Starlight. Bobby D's Bar, Crystal Stream. VML Minimart, St. Lucian Road. Arthur's Minimart, Balandra. Alum's Pharmacy, Majuba Crossroad. Jurawan Auto. 4 Roads, Diggle Martin. Artis Meats, Montcoco Road, Diggle Martin.
Simon's Music, Bard Street. Don't be lucky and coward. Get your tickets now.
Queen's Royal College Christmas 3-car raffle.
Hey, every Christmas Santa have one plan to make sure he get his blue ribbon ham. Forget the rest, this is the one, the bestest in ham blue ribbon.
Even Santa knows a Christmas ham is a blue ribbon ham. Whether it's pork, beef, chicken, or even turkey hams, Blue Ribbon has hams for everyone.
Forget the rest, this is the one, the bestest in ham blue ribbon.
A Christmas ham is a blue ribbon ham. Get yours today.
Victor, why are you still living with bad odors? Instantly refresh your spaces with Febreze. Smell like leftover fried food? Instant freshness. Febreze, your home smelling fresh and clean. Find the limited edition at your favorite store or supermarket.
This Christmas, the season of savings is here at Food Shoppers Supermarket, 121 Eastern Main Road, Arima, the J-Chai Trading Compound. Enjoy unbeatable prices, plus buy one, get one deals on select items. Shop in comfort with wide, easy-to-browse aisles, spacious parking, and a clean, cool, fully stocked supermarket every day. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates and festive events. For the latest deals and prices, join our WhatsApp channel. Christmas starts with Food Shoppers. Food Shoppers Supermarket, bringing you love.
This is manhood. The topic is winning everything. Fellas, let's go again. Olympic finals. Olympic finals. 8 people actually, or 9 people, because sometimes as we on the line. We had the Oblique Seville. We have a little Trini inside of there as well. And we watching it on our TV home. We want our Trinidadian to win. Yes?
Trinbagonian.
Trinbagonian, right. We want him to win. We want him to place. We want him to just show up. We want him to come back and just show up in the airport and say, y'all are trying my best. We want him to win. And we want him to have the mentality of winning as well.
Right. We want that.
We want that. We need actually, no, we don't even want it. We actually need it as well.
Okay, you need it, but it doesn't happen. Does that make them a failure?
Well, if you go to the Olympics, right? Let me go. If you go to the Olympics and you didn't get any medal, let me go first.
Okay.
Right? I don't know if failure might be a strong word, but you're not a winner. Right? If you go and you get a medal, so maybe it's not gold, it's a silver or bronze, you're second place.
Yeah.
So you're still not the winner. Right?
So is winning everything at that point, because you've done your best, you've done everything. Now, if you were partying the night before and doing all of these things, then that's a different story. But you've done your best, but there must be a winner, and there must be, whether you want to call it a loser. So if you're in the final and say Kishan Thompson, or you have a Noah Lyles, and inside of there, these people, there's someone that is always on the day going to outperform, whether it's by a nose, whether it's by pushing your body out. And does that make the representative from Trinidad and Tobago, or any of the other islands, or the world, does that make them losers?
Yes.
Winning
so
is everything.
Loser, but is winning then everything? So they should just park up and be
no.
So therefore, winning is not everything at that point.
Yes,
They have represented their country. They might have had a personal best.
Why are you talking that kind of loser mentality talk? Why reach the Olympics with I just came here to show up? No,
but nobody's saying you're going, Brenda. Nobody's saying you're going to the Olympics saying, hey, I come in for a participation medal.
That is why winning is everything. Because if you actually train towards that, if you actually wake up every morning, if people are driven to change their lives, if everybody said that, if everybody said, I'm going to be the best at my job today, if everybody say I'm going to be best police officer, the best fireman, and you being the best announcer, or the best creative director,
the best you could be,
the best I could possibly be,
right?
And everybody show up. Of course, we'll have winners, the person who's the best. But again, in your own spirit, you become the best too. And the world becomes a better place.
So therefore, winning
is the mindset of winning.
Winning of the mindset. Champion mindset. Let's get down to nitty-gritty, which is where I was trying to get each of you from the start. So when we say is winning everything, we not by Mr. Dictionary Man here, Oxford or Thesaurus here, right? The specific of winning, which I appreciate in the full segment that we put it out there. That the dictionary meaning. Happy International Men's Day, my brother. If we the dictionary meaning, it's like how we use the word humble, and you recognize even in you're a politician, and when you look at the dictionary meaning, it is very specific. But we're talking about it in there's always context,
right?
And in our case, the context here is your mentality of, is it everything? Dependent, if you look at it by the dictionary meaning, to win that particular race cannot be everything.
Yeah, because you take drugs.
If in there there's a like I said, a Kishan Thompson or a Noah Lyles, right? There must be a winner of the competition, but it doesn't mean that now. If you look at it in the context of the race, you've lost.
Yeah,
you've not won, so therefore you've lost. But that doesn't mean that you have not achieved, because you've done your best. You've done the best you can, and therefore to the country, that there's been an achievement. So every time one of our Olympians or sports, someone goes up to represent Trinidad and Tobago, whether it be in academics, whether it be in sport, and they don't place first in your eyes, but you're a loser.
No, you're lost. He's not a loser. That's a difference.
So therefore, winning isn't everything.
Telling somebody there's a loser is belittling people who doing that.
There's not a loser.
We're not talking about.
So you're trying to say winning is not everything in that case.
Sir.
We are still proud of
winning,
you giving.
Winning is everything if you use it as an attitude, approach to life.
But in this context,
I'm talking about even you. I like to bring out even simple things. I tell people I like to make up my bed. First thing I do in the morning, I wake up and I make up my bed properly.
Right.
But I win. You could talk to me. I make her watch it and say, go back, fix this sheet pillow, fix my pillow again. I win at that. So I approach every single task with a winner mindset.
Now
so
we get in.
So is an attitude to win I talking about. And I can never be a failure because I only go and get better the next time.
And I'm glad we're getting to that point, because what I do want is people thinking, when I say is winning everything, that if they don't achieve, even though they've done their best, and they don't, that somehow, whether you now decide I'm going to turn to a life of crime, I'm going to turn to domestic violence, anything that then shows that you are now feeling less than.
Yeah.
Because you haven't achieved society, the societal influences, or in your community, your tribe, your wife, your girlfriend, your brother, whoever it is, your employer, that because you haven't reached in everyone's eyes where you should reach, that you are less than. And that's why when I say is winning everything, it's just to try and communicate to persons listening that you are still enough.
Let me tack on to that. And I said it earlier. Winning, a lot of people miss these small wins. Before someone win in the Olympics, they had to win. They had to beat everybody in Trinidad to represent my country. So you had to be the best, or one of the best, to even be standing on that top 8, right? So
and your time also has to be an Olympic.
But my point is, the people at home watching our athletes race at the highest point of their careers, we forget that these are the fastest men in our country. They already win. We can't run faster than them. So if it is, I would apply that to the home, right? You making up your bed every morning. It have somebody around there who could make up their bed faster, better, earlier than you.
By racing against me, I do it against me.
You're doing your own race. But now what I'm saying to you is that you have to watch your wins, and that will now apply to your people at home who societally, maybe I don't have enough money to keep my girlfriend fingernails and hair done, right? But I make sure I had food for my baby. So I win.
Mindset.
But I miss my wins thinking that because now I'm in the Olympics and it have other men who could put fingernails on my girl hand and hair in my girl head. You understand?
And something else.
And something else somewhere else. But my point is that the small wins was missed now, and we miss our trials. And that's where winning is everything, and the mentality of winning is everything. So when you do lose, you have a choice here. The choice is, if I really want to win, what I'm going to do? Go back and train harder and do better to win.
So we coming back down to, is winning everything?
Yes.
As a mindset and a champion mindset, in certain circumstances, you're in it to win it, as they say.
All the time.
All or nothing. Balls to the wire, right?
If we were playing a all-fours game, 4 of us playing all-fours, and we normally play all-fours every weekend. Last week I lost. I'm coming back to play again. What coming back to play for? To just show up, just tell my boys, I'll come back to win. But people might say it's
winning,
people might say it's recreational, right?
No, we want to win.
But the reality is, we had to be, for it to actually mean something, it had to be where you want to win. So,
but not winning is what I'm saying too. Not winning cannot lead to then, I want to go back there again.
You grab your ball and go inside. You grab your ball.
That's when you're a loser. But that's when you're a loser.
And this is, so we come back to, is winning everything?
Yes.
But man, you want some water or something?
If I need to say that,
if I don't want you to say something, I want you to say something.
He monitored.
But I want to come back down to, this show is always about calling ourselves out when we have stories to tell about where we are, because we're not trying to be holier than thou here and pretend as if we don't have emotions and feelings and fall in the same traps as everyone else.
Right.
But what we try to do in that discussion is have people relate and connect to say, hey, I'm going through something similar to that. But also to leave with nuggets to say, based on our collective experiences, things that we've done to elevate, to get there, to be better. And as men and as a tribe, one of those things is, even though we're saying is winning everything, I take your point with all fours and these different things, that you're going there to win it. Otherwise, what's the point? But I'm saying in life, even when you come to something that's happened to you, as Niall pointed out, to be able to get into the mindset of acknowledging that this may not have happened, but don't take away the blessed. People do that with blessings all the time. I didn't get this, but you're not looking at how many other blessings may have come your way. That this didn't happen, maybe it didn't happen for a reason, and then later on you realize, I dodged a bullet. And which is why sometimes they say, be careful what you ask for. So in the show, what I'm trying to get across when I say is winning everything is not when someone goes, yes, you had to win for everything. It is to recognize that maybe the bar that you're setting for yourself right now, in competition, and I'm using this as some competitions that I do, a friend of mine always says, expect the results for the training that you put in, expect those results. So don't expect to win or to get 100 if you've only put in 50%. And I'm saying in life, recognizing that I may not be the best in there, so therefore to look at, I'm the fastest in Trinidad and Tobago. I've given it my all, I've put in the training, I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I did the training, and not be in the victim mentality of, I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm losing, and then turn to a life of violence or depression or any of these things, which is what I'm trying to get from you gentlemen, and we're getting closer and closer to what I want to get.
I totally understand where you're going, and I can give.
He trying to win here.
He is.
But you're not steering me away at the time.
Exactly. No, which is fine, you know. And that, you see, I'm a bit silent because what I'm attempting to do in my mind is simplify what both of you all saying now. Right? Because, you see, I get where you're coming from. If you're going out, you have to go to win. Right? And I get the separation Robert trying to make from the winning attitude towards what is the conventional winning. Now, I think, and I mean, I don't know, I wish, could I hear a viewer tell me something, right? But I think those trying to separate those two could become a bit convoluted, because if I step out to win, right? Let me use the same Olympics, and I qualify for Olympics, but I didn't get any medal. Then Robert's saying you shouldn't just go and say, well, oh God, I'm the worst runner in the world, I should stop, I should retire. That's what I hear Robert saying. Right. But then what you're saying is that then that means now you should go back and realize, okay, what I was doing before wasn't good enough, and I need to power through. So this is, in my mind, simplifying it, is that...
Or could you still be winning and make the adjustments? You still acknowledge that, hey, I have done this, and now I need to do X, Y, and Z. Next level to increase my chances. Michael Phelps. When you hear Michael Phelps swam every day, twice a day for 365 days, he never had a rest day. You hear about Messi and you hear about these guys, Cristiano Ronaldo, they're first on the pitch and they're last on the pitch when it comes to training. That is what it takes to be at that level. So if you know at the very basic, you're not doing that, then don't expect the results for the training that you're not willing to do. However, when you are in a situation and things don't go your way, it doesn't mean that you may then have a defeatist attitude and think that go into depression. So is winning everything at that point? You're quite right. I want to win, and I intend before the show is done to win. Because winning in this case... But this is your show too, eh? Winning in this case gets across the message that we want to get to, not just to ourselves, but to viewers, to know that you are enough and that there are ways to recognize your wins in life. Like you said, making your bed. That's a big win, because you know if nothing else happens, and it's actually a book, Make Your Bed. I read it. That if nothing else happens, that when you come back at night, you know you're coming back to a made bed. Puts a smile on your face. And when you start off with those small wins, it then improves into bigger and bigger and bigger ones. And as you know, the busier you are, the more efficient you become, because we spoke about that. You then you start to have more time in your day. And I think, again, if we, not to rattle on or ramble on, when we speak about busy, But then I'll be giving too much, when we talk about being busy.
You see, what you're saying, right? You see, it still depends on what somebody's perception of winning is, right?
And how you could morph that perception, I feel.
What I agree with is putting your best into wherever you look forward and say, hey, that is a win for me. So it mightn't be to reach Olympics. You know what? I just want to be the fastest in Trinidad. I just gave an example. If that is your goal, whether or not somebody can say, you could do more than that. No. Your goal is, I want to be the best in Trinidad. Your goal is, I want to have my bed made. Your goal is, wherever it is, then you would win. Because sometimes, even when they say business, some people say, you know what, my goal is to work 2 hours a day and make enough money to pay my rent. I just gave an example. That is my goal, right? To make it. So I want to add in that dynamic is because a definition of winning most times could be is a personal thing, because we know comparison is the stealer of joy, right? So I can't say I want what Niall have, I can't say I want what Brennan have, I can't say I want what anybody have, but I have to know. So I agree with you, you fight against yourself, and I agree with Robert is that because you accomplish it, once you know you do your best, because sometimes people will accomplish it and they know they could have done more, right? But if you know you did every single thing you could have possibly done, I have an argument with that. But
let me ask you something, because we need to go to a break, and I want us to come from the break talking about this, and probably be an extended segment on that. The question is, gentlemen, what is driving that desire to win?
Okay.
What is driving that desire to win? Not always a positive. Take a short break.
When you push your body to the limit, every drop of sweat counts. Rapid hydration, clean energy, no crash, reboot your body, reignite your performance.
Stomach discomfort again? Bloating, cramps, irregular bathroom habits? Meet Vivera, your daily support for a balanced gut. Vivera works fast to help reduce the abdominal pain, ease bloating, and support healthy digestion. It helps restore balance to your gut so you can get back to feeling light, comfortable, and in control. Choose for real digestive relief, safe, effective, and trusted for both children and adults. Now available at pharmacies nationwide. Vivera, feel the difference.
I have been shopping at Price Club from the beginning. I love most of all the friendliness of the staff.
I shop there because my children love meat and I love.
My favorite section is the vegetarian section. They have such a wide variety, which I love.
I have been out shopping, to check out the prices, but here at the Lewis, it's the best.
I have tried other places and I came right back to Price Club because they are the low price leader.
Happy holidays from Real Tough Builders, not anything but everything. Located at 33 Bossier Village in Maraval and 13 to 15 Boundary Road in San Juan.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
Food Basket Marketplace Season of Savings. Arima, Shagwana, Chamflair, and Gulfview. Lamb shoulders 3 pounds for $99. Goat 4 pounds for $99. Tyson leg quarters 11 pounds for $95. Beef ham $149.95 each. Butterball turkey $22.95 per pound. Chicken ham $89.95. Cow heel 5 pounds for $99. Creamery ice cream 1 gallon 2 for $95. Food Basket Marketplace Season of Savings. Arima, Shagwana, Chamflair, and Gulfview.
If you could see what the future holds, you'd see that while things change, you've still got it. You are strong, resilient, inspiring. And you won't be defined by time. You'll own every minute of it. Because you were made for more. Discover how Alive multivitamins by Nature's Way help you age vibrantly.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That should big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Sumitomo, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Couva, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
This is ManHOOD. We are talking about is winning everything, and we've had in the other two segments, we've had some back and forth, some light dialogue, some light banter with regards to perception, and we know the dictionary meaning of winning is different to your understanding of what it takes to win, and also understanding the small wins and the small blessings to simply get you there. So winning, yes, if someone is not winning, you can say, if you look by dictionary meaning, they're losing, but are they really? But specifically when we say is winning everything, what drives that? What drives that mentality or that person to say, I have to win? We can use words like it's a champion mindset, but I've done so many interviews in my previous hats, whether it be a sports anchor or an entertainment presenter, and spoke to so many people and made a deep dive into what really pushed them. And 9 out of 10 times, it's not just I woke up this morning, I listened to a lot of podcasts, and I'm all happy, and I just want to win. It comes from a place of, in certain places, racism experienced, things that they may have told their mother. Setbacks in life that goes, you know what? I will never allow this to happen to me or my family again. And there are things that drive people, whether it be that I have to achieve this to get out. Like you hear footballers say it all the time. A lot of what drives a footballer is to come out of poverty and to take their family out of poverty. So when I say what drives that mindset to where you must win at all costs, trauma is a big part of that.
Yes.
And this is where I'm going to talk to you, Brendan.
Okay.
Your desire now started off
from failure.
From failure.
A lot of it.
And it also started off with a particular young lady who we will not mention.
No, you won't say it.
Right? Who we will not mention, who you decided at that point that, hey,
I'm going to beat her.
And that then became that young lady.
Not fight.
You mean win? You mean win?
Maybe in context, what it was like.
When we say beat, we don't mean physically beat in terms of.
Thank you for clarifying for the people.
It was test. It was at a school.
This show, as you know, no way promotes in any way or.
Because you had said I look at each other like, bro, you on the same page?
We are actually polar opposite to anything.
No, I know they didn't mean that.
Of course.
But it was good that he clarified.
But in terms of when he says beat at, whether it be in a race, a test.
Gotcha.
So
context.
So context for that. Now, that has turned out, and I wanted to give the story, but just to say that young lady, as you got older, has manifested in several other aspects of your life.
Right.
But it started off with, I'm not going to lose to this person, so much so that later on in life, you actually encounter the woman again, and it's like, hey, look at you now listening to me, I win.
Right.
But
I didn't say it to her that way.
You didn't say it to her, but in your mind,
oh yeah,
you won.
I feel if we have this kind of champion mindset of winning mindset, we really go out there and do so much better in the world. So for me, like you mentioned Monopoly the other day, I play Monopoly with kids. And if I play Monopoly with kids, I not give them a chance. I beat them very bad. Okay. The reason why...
But it's not a champion mindset. I want you to go on with that, but I just want to make the differentiation.
Why is not a champion mindset?
The reason why I say I think, because life not easy. And sometimes you might, let's say you're running with your kids. You will let your kids win? Will you? You will let them win anytime? Will you ever let them win?
No.
And I think as men too, on a day like today, it's very important for us to really show the best that we can be for the next generation to follow.
We're not trying to deal with mediocrity.
And stop pampering people with regards to their potential greatness. Everybody walks in the room with potential. Everybody come in with something that they could do. And most of the time is that they sit down on their laurels and expect the world to give them things. People don't have the Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality that you talk about. Wake up every day, make this happen, do it without a if I die doing it, I'll make it happen. What?
That is champion mindset.
If I die, and I had at one point in time I told myself I'm gonna get rich or die trying. Until, like I say, my health was a question about it, and I started to say, maybe that had to be the champion or the champion, my health as well. So I do strongly believe that our approaches to business, life, relationships, everything is about a kind of, I could win at this. And I should win at this. It have no way I go and fail at this. And if we keep on telling ourselves that, the self, that we go and approach everything and I'm not going to say race another car down the road because it passed here. Well, you could. But
because you want to win.
Yeah, but at the same time, we have to choose those battles in our lives that we definitely not going to lose. And so, going back to your story, the first time I remember losing in a kind of situation was when I asked somebody if they could help me spell a word. And I mean, me being dyslexic, I was unable to do it. And when they embarrassed me in front of the class and then turn around and we had to sit the final exam for tests, I make sure I beat her. And by beating her, I beat a few others. And since then, I just basically been challenging myself to beat me. So these days, like I do little 5Ks twice a week. I watching my last time and saying, you mad or I beaten myself. And again, it's me now, it's just an attitude of, I wash these ways faster than I did last time. I'll do this. And so constant 1% improvement has made me the human that I am today. And so that's why I say, it's all about winning, boy.
So you've developed a champion mindset.
Yeah.
But the champion mindset was developed out of
trauma. Failing in primary school, unable to spell this, coming last in test plenty times. It was based on that.
Well, so your losses then, so what that says, the trauma that you're really talking about there is really the losses that you would have taken.
But it's the same thing, yeah.
But the winner mentality and why winning is everything is because you just said, that is not enough for me, I need to win.
Boss, it's not about, and what happens is that if people tap in a lot more into, I am not going to lose, like that attitude, I am not going to lose at this. When they lose, you know what they say? They go and say it again. It's almost like if you become delusional. Mm-hmm. You lose and you say, I'm not going to lose at this next time. You lose again, I'm not going to lose. So what are you doing in between the loss and the next time you face the challenge? You're going to become better. So even with my friends, I have friends. Okay, I'll give you another story. I have a friend, same from primary school, named Andy Gilbert. He would love to do this program, but he'll love to do it. I talk about him. Andy came in, Andy had the best brands. We still wearing butter bullet in them days. And he could draw real good. And Andy could real run fast. And we raced back then and Andy beat me in a race. That's the only thing I had going for me then. And since then, me and Andy talking about, this is now 35 years later. We have a race this December. And he went and represent for the Army in the States. He asked him for his credentials. And he's done everything. Everything in the U.S. Army. Shoot people, save the world, that kind of superhero thing. We have a race coming up. And every time I see him celebrating on a boat and thing and retire, drinking rum and thing, I send him a picture of me in the gym. I say, I already fail. I say, these are the new sneakers I just buy. Look, I'm going to do things. Every time like I see him celebrating, I just send something just to show him. I don't know if I go and win this race this December. When I tell him I'm meeting him on the runway, I say, I'm meeting in the airport. Let us go. You know what it does? Has a little fire and fuel.
Motivation.
Fuel for me to exercise. Sometimes when I'm not feeling to push, I use it.
That's how it's supposed to be. I read, and I don't know is exactly this. I don't remember it exactly, but part of the origin of the Olympics was where villages or cultures or tribes would, let's say, race each other to see who is the fastest. And then the fastest person would then teach everybody else how to run. So they had different events to decide who is the best. And when they decide who's the best, that best person became the teacher. Right. So the competition became healthy. So then now everybody now trying to be the teacher. Right? And then whoever be the teacher now become the teacher. And it keep going like that.
Generation to generations of winners.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need.
So
that's what men need to do.
I agree, and I agree with you. Men, for us to push each other.
But just on one more thing. What I realized too, that's why, okay, right now, I don't really have a circle. I've had circles throughout my life, and I left the circle because those people, I didn't want to become those people within those circles. So at the time, I remember I was part of the Creon crew, men drinking, dog. I was like, yo, that's not me. So I left that group. And then other groups throughout the years. So I roll by myself because I am my own role model. I don't have much role models. When you sit down with men and you're drinking rum and talk, let me go and deal with this girl. Boy, you should have never let her slip. Nobody talking about money. Nobody talking about investment. Nobody talking about getting better. So realistically, when I'm in that group, it's not a group of winners. So I just eliminate myself.
Not winning according to
my definition of winning. You understand? That might be their relaxing moment, and they go back and work. But I don't. So again, I don't want to talk to people and come across as boastful, because all I want to talk about is positivity and growth, and that's what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about woman, this, that. I just want
But you realize, as much as you've achieved, right, and there's a percentage of persons that we may turn to and turn what you've been through to success, but it is from a position of
trauma.
That's all I'm trying to get into, that a champion mindset would have been developed. But had it not been for that young lady, or at that point, and you know, battling with dyslexia and embarrassment and the negatives that came as a result of that, something snapped in you.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm not going to let this happen to me again.
Not again.
And that was your driver. But other persons may not have had an experience maybe like that, and therefore they may have had whether it be a good childhood or they may have been bullied, but their way of reacting to that might be quite the opposite. They might have gone into depression or just water off a duck's back. And to develop that champion mindset at that point, I mean, you are like, for all intents and purposes, like a David Goggins.
Right.
You know, these people who have gone through things in their life and have snapped. Oprah Winfrey, you know, things have happened to her. She's turned that tragedy and that trauma into something positive. But on a general, not everybody is a Brendan Bradley.
Not everybody have a sad story.
or turned the sad story
into positive,
into something that's positive.
I don't have my winning mentality didn't come from any trauma. I felt like I had a pretty decent childhood or everything. So for me, let me address this first. You mentioned twice about if you don't win, you could slip into depression. That's not how depression works, right? You either depressed or have depression or suffer from depression. You can't be happy one day and slip into depression because something bad happened to you, right? Just to clarify that. And secondly, I think that for winning is really an instinctual thing. Some people they let life happen to them. They just, whatever happens, I will just let tomorrow come. And then they have another group of men in particular who I want to live life. And I think that the difference between the two is the two types of men and how they actually address winning as a whole, right? So the champion mindset, trauma, but I almost certain that mindset was going to come regardless. Whatever he was going to transmute, whatever he went through in his life into, I had a win. I don't like the fact that I had to change my tomorrow, and then to have another man who went through real trauma, and he still can't motivate himself enough to change his outlook or change his tomorrow. Because for him, winning is just surviving the day. And nobody watching me, nobody could see me. I could just disappear and go and hide. I have won. Because tomorrow I get to survive again. So that's where I think there needs clarity. And I feel like the last part about that, where I would say is a lot of times what winning is not is, for me to win, I don't have to let somebody else lose. And I felt like we didn't address that because, you know, they don't need to have somebody who on the other end, or I don't need to buff up my wife and be like, yeah, win the argument because I made her feel bad. But in reality, I really lost the argument just because I had a good point of what we was talking about
so
right
we
now.
come down to perspective.
Yeah.
Because in winning there, you might say, okay, well, my intent was I've lost the argument, but one, she's not feeling bad. But do you have that mindset at that point to understand that I've still won? in a greater environment, I have won, or it has changed. There's been a shift in what you actually want. So initially I went in, we talk about dream another dream. And that's okay to simply change what you may have started off. So I might go into something thinking, hey, my intent here in this argument is to win on this particular point. But in doing so, it may be perceived as lost, right? But what I've done is I've gained because I've gained knowledge. Right. I've gained some insight. And therefore, on another scale, once I can change my angle and change my perspective, I've still won because I'm now enlightened. And as you said, both parties, if it's a wife in this case, is not feeling abused or unheard or demotivated in any particular way, and we both walk away with wins, whether it's perceived in a public environment or not. Depends again in where your focus is. I'm saying that you, in your case, Brendan, would have achieved anyway. I take your point. I don't agree with you on the depression point, right? And I will let Johansi speak more to that, because a lot of times persons who are going in these environments are going through levels, maybe mightn't be clinical or medical or medicinal depression, but depression, and again, Mr. Dictionary could come with whatever that specific meaning is, but persons do slip or do go into a depressed state
based on trauma
or not achieving, because there's so much pressure at that point to achieve, and that you've probably given your all and it doesn't happen. It's like, what more can I do? And therefore, the football team, for example, gave their all and yet still did not make the World Cup. People, he's a this, he's a that. But as you quite rightly pointed out, they're the best footballers in Trinidad and Tobago. So anybody looking at them and critiquing can't do better. No. Because they're the best. Yeah. So what's your point?
The winning, I think winning also sets the bar for the next level. Because the winning mindset has to be linked to better and better and better. So if we consider that the footballers, they have unlocked now a certain level that they should, if they do continue, could get better the next round. So it is for us to say, okay, boss, this is where I reach. I didn't beat you today, but don't get tired. I'm coming harder tomorrow.
But if the other team also does that,
very good. Very good.
That is supposed to.
That's very good.
And you still don't.
And you still don't win.
And you still don't win.
But that is the challenge.
So you've just been the best that you could be.
And but you see, we're still in nature, Sometimes the best that you could be don't mean you're better than somebody else. Don't mean you will win. That is just how it is.
It just means what you're winning at. And you've won in being better than you were the last time.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
You've won in continuing to be the best footballers in Trinidad and Tobago. So somebody is still not taking your place because you are still the best in Trinidad and Tobago. Doesn't mean that you could still beat that team no matter how much you try.
And therefore it sets the foundation for the young ones looking on and saying, look how good they are. I feel I better than them. The young ones to say, but that man's slow. I could be faster than him. For the young ones to wake up earlier in the morning and say, you know what, I go on and run further. To say, you know what, I go on, even if I vomit today, like Usain Bolt did, I will make sure I not lose. It has to have some level of aggression. And I don't think we teach our young men that level of aggression. Most of the time, people approach life as showing up to school. You just show up, you have your bag on you. You go to sit down in class, you take anything. It's not even applying yourself to become good at anything. And so when you don't, like, for example, your children, they come to thing, you feed them, you give them easy, they have no task to do, or clean your room, that's the only task that they're doing. They don't have things hard at all at the home. They come out in the world, they're sissies, as we used to call a long time. There's a sissy. You understand? And so therefore, why, with somebody tell them, I better than you. What they do is cower and cry? Or they go and say, you mad or better than who? I will show you. And actually apply themselves to become great. That's how the society becomes better, when people decide to become leaders and grow and be strong. So I think we have to talk about winning. It is at all costs. Because now, we need people to say that. We need people to hold on to that value. Because if they don't, the alternative, what's the alternative?
So when Andy keep beating you, what was your...
Andy not beating me. And even if Andy beat me, I go and live longer than him.
So I have a race that you will default on.
My plan.
So this is how we push in this thing. What we're coming down here, this is how the win comes in. When we say is winning everything, and this is gonna be part of my closing, to say that is winning everything in the absolute that it is the phraseology that we're using, my answer will still be no. Doing your best is what is important. Mm-hmm. That's not mediocrity. Mm-hmm. In there, as mentioned in several ways, formats, versions in our conversations, it is your view on winning. What are you winning? Mm-hmm. Which is an important question to ask yourself, because what got you here mightn't get you there. Mm-hmm. So what might start you off in a conversation, if we were to use the wife or girlfriend analogy, or your employer, what are you trying to achieve? You start off with this, but in there's enlightenment, there's acknowledgement, and therefore you ask yourself, what else am I taking away from this? So I won, but I mightn't win where I started. I mightn't win with A. In your case, as you said, Andy more likely going to cut.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I don't want you to say that on TV. Why are you saying that? Why are you doing?
But your mindset is until that race, you're going to continue pushing.
Could we edit that and make sure that is not it? Because that's bad.
I could win. I could tell you we'll edit it, but I'm not.
But you know that I want to see the race.
So we want to see the race.
If you say that, my whole primary school going to be on this, though. They're going to cut this and put it up.
We're going to make sure we see that race with Andy. Right? It's in December, you said, right?
It's in December.
So and if that doesn't happen, what has happened? You've done your best. You've put in all the training. Mm-hmm. But as you said, you've already moved the goalpost. You've already shifted the goalpost to say that you're going to live longer than Andy.
Yeah.
So that to you is, okay, you know what? You beat me in that race, but who really win in the end? I live longer than you. You
done
6 feet under.
Done.
So in life, we have to look at not just these small wins, but also in what the journey we may start off. Mm-hmm. The destination can change.
Yeah.
And it's about that view and that acknowledgement and that mindset, whether you're going to call it champion mindset or not, the mindset to understand that there's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's always 6 o'clock that's going to arrive the next morning. And how you show up is what's important.
Yeah.
And that is where you win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In making it better for yourself and improving on yourself, regardless of what society dictates as the gold medal.
Yeah.
So if that day you choose to not want to improve yourself tomorrow, what does that make you?
Then you are not winning.
Mm-hmm. What does it make you?
You're not winning within yourself. You have lost to self.
Yeah.
So then that makes you a...
No, you have lost.
No,
you're not a loser. You have lost to self. The continuation of losing to self then will make you a loser eventually because you're not going to achieve the results. But I'm talking about society. When we say is winning everything, it is the impact that has on a person is what I'm trying to get across. That there are other wins. There are other things that you can look at and know you are enough.
Yeah.
And if you're losing to self, like you don't get up in the morning, or you don't go to the gym, or you don't put in the work, then you've lost to self. If at the end when Andy beats him, he can then look back and then say to himself, hey, I didn't lose to self because I did everything I could, but just someone must win, and it's not Brendan.
You know, Andy, what is going on?
I mean, you don't understand how much pressure.
What is going on in this man put this on TV? You know, I think there's a problem.
Your thoughts.
I agree with regards to the mentality that is needed to move forward. I do feel
I won.
I agree with the mentality. I feel that people have to have an approach where they say, I have turned every stone in order to get my goal. I have tried everything. And when you do that, you leave a legacy that people could trust and know that you've done your best. And a lot of times people don't do that. They try to show up, they think, they lie to themselves, they promise that they will do things and they don't do it. And I think that leads to a bad society. And it leads to mediocre and not good judgment and poor leaders and all these other things.
And, certificates for participation.
Yeah, giving blue pins and putting it on your chest. And I do feel that that's where we should be. And I do feel that the people who change the world are the people who say, I wake up this morning with purpose and I'm going to win.
That was literally part of my closing statement.
I dropped the mic if I could.
Intentionality.
Money will pay for new ones.
So for my closing, intentionality, right? I think that winning is everything. Having the want to be better than you were yesterday is the goal of everyone, and that's what makes you a winner, regardless if you lose societally.
Should be the goal.
Should be the goal. And once you have intention and purpose, and we just said the word, a goal. Most people don't have any goals in life. They don't want to accomplish anything. You know, they're just letting life happen to them. And I feel that that's where a lot of struggles happen, especially when it comes to men. So guys, start off with having just something that you want to accomplish. Try to maintain that accomplishment and then change your destination as it goes on.
Make your bed.
Start with that at least.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. This was very fitting for our International Men's Day, and exactly what you're talking about when we say iron sharpen iron and be better as brothers, because after hearing this, I fired up to do better. And that is a win. That is a win, I think, and even men listening, that is why you should be around people who have the winning mindset, who want to win, even if it is, I will live longer than you. Because if I plan to live longer there, that means I have to push my best to be healthy, right? To know what is health, to understand my body. If I want to run faster, then that means I have to push myself to do something. If I want to beat you in a test, if I want to get a six-pack before, if I want to wherever it is, it means that you have to push yourself to a degree that will make you reach close to or make you reach your best self.
Potential.
So what I taken away from this is that resilience is important. I think resilience is part of our winning formula, because that is where even if I lose, I'm not being sad, I'm going and keep going. And I will tell men, and I tell myself too, don't stop until you accomplish wherever it is, That is how it is win. And that's what the resilience is. I could fall down, I could break my foot, I could think, I could be blind, and I'm still organizing my affairs so I could still do what I need to do. So don't stop until you accomplish your goals.
Gentlemen, Johanse, Brendan, Niall, a good one. Is winning everything, this time on Manhood. One, don't forget, get the book. Is winning everything. Simply be your best self. You're not on this earth to impress anybody but yourself. So as long as you continue impressing yourself by telling yourself you're being the best self that you could every single day, is all that you need to drive you forward and to have that champion mindset. Make your bed. Start off with the small things. The small things become the wins that you need to become bigger wins. And that when that time reaches at the end of the night, you can say, hey, I have won. I have achieved this much more in life. This is Manhood.
Manhood. Good vibes.
Manhood, brought to you in part by Solomon Bespoke.
Season's greetings from all of us at CNC3.
The Morning Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.
Wait, 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 wait. Ding-a-ling-ling-ling, ding-a-ling-ling-ling-ling, the bell ringing, ding-a-ling-ling-ling, ding-a-ling-ling-ling-ling, look Santa coming, ding-a-ling-ling-ling.
Wee! Jing-a-ling-ling-ling, jing-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, hey! I love this song. This song came out like 2 years ago, and I could tell you it's going to be one of those that will play for